Donald Trump just said Republicans should nationalize elections and take over the voting in parts of the United States. That sounds abstract, so let's translate it. The guy in charge of the federal government wants his party to control how elections are run in states that might vote against him. Here's what actually happened. In a podcast with Dan Bongino, Trump said Republicans should take control and nationalize the voting in at least 15 places. He didn't specify which ones, but he's spent years targeting the same big Democratic-leaning states and counties he claims stole 2020 from him. There's one problem. The Constitution gives states, not the president, the power to run elections. Local officials, not the White House, decide how you register, where you vote, and how your ballot is counted. So when the clip blew up, the White House tried cleanup mode. His press secretary claimed he was just talking about the SAVE Act, a Republican bill that would require strict proof of citizenship for voter registration nationwide and effectively turn voter ID into a federal mandate. Supporters sell it as election integrity. Critics say it's a backdoor way to disenfranchise poor, young, and minority voters who are less likely to have the exact documents the law demands. That would be bad enough on its own, but Trump immediately undercut the spin. The very next day, he doubled down in an Oval Office press spray, saying the federal government should get involved and take over elections in places he calls corrupt. Translation: if a state or city votes the wrong way, Washington should step in and run it instead. This isn't coming out of nowhere. Trump has never accepted that he lost 2020. Dozens of courts rejected his fraud claims. Audits and recounts confirmed the results. But he kept repeating the lie that millions voted illegally, and now he's using that myth as the justification to rewrite the rules. In the last year alone, his administration has sued states to gain access to their full voter registration databases, pushed legislation to tighten citizenship checks nationwide, signed executive orders targeting mail-in ballots and late-arriving votes. Each move is framed as honesty or security. Each move makes it harder for certain people to vote. So what would nationalizing elections under Trump actually look like? Imagine a federal government controlled by one party setting a single set of rules for voter ID, registration deadlines, purges of the rolls, and ballot counting. Then using the Justice Department to go after any state official who doesn't fall in line. You'd still see polling places. You'd still see ballots. But the power over who gets one and which ones are thrown out would be centralized in the same hands that benefit from lower turnout in specific communities. That's not a hypothetical. Around the world, this is exactly how modern authoritarian governments entrench themselves. They don't cancel elections. They just quietly seize control of the machinery that runs them, then insist everything is perfectly legal. Even some Republicans are nervous. A few senators have already pushed back, pointing out that if Washington can take over elections in blue states today, it can take over red states tomorrow. Once you normalize federal control of local voting, nobody's safe. But here's the catch. By the time courts sort out whether any of this is constitutional, the 2026 midterms will be over. Just like with his mail-in voting order, the confusion and fear are the feature, not the bug. If enough people aren't sure what the rules are, or whether their vote will count at all, some of them just won't show up. Trump doesn't need to literally cancel elections. He just needs to rewrite them while he's in office, then dare the system to stop him later. Nationalizing elections isn't about fixing democracy. It's about making sure the people currently in charge never have to lose power the normal way again.